Good morning, children. Welcome to the English session. Today, we shall be dealing with the poem A Thing of Beauty, written by John Keats. A Thing of Beauty is a poem taken from the poem titled Endymion, a poetic romance. The poet says that a beautiful thing is a source of endless joy. It has eternal beauty which never fades away. A beautiful thing is like a shady shelter which gives us a sleep full of sweet dreams, good health, and relaxation. The poem A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways made for our searching. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep, and such are daffodils with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season, the mid-forest brake, rich with the sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead, all lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens' brink. Now let's analyze the poem. The poem opens with the poet affirming the eternal nature of beauty. According to him, beauty only increases with time and never fades away. Beauty is as restful as a quiet sleep to the human soul, as important as good health and breathing. It can be as calming as a bower, a shady resting place. The poet claims that it is beauty that keeps us linked to the earth, keeps us grounded every day. It makes us forget our sadness and keeps us happy and hopeful. The poet presents beauty as a defense against the despair that is so common in the world. There is despair due to the near impossibility of finding good hearted people and due to unhealthy thoughts and actions. Despite all this, beauty, even in its most abstract form, can always lighten our mood and uplift our spirits. The poet then presents nature as a life force filled with many objects of beauty. From the sun and the moon to small streams, from dainty flowers to mighty trees that provide shade for everyone, all are a great source of comfort and energy. The poet then proceeds to talk of myths and legends that we have heard or read. The glorious fates and deaths of the heroes in these tales are also presented as objects of beauty. These tales are a source of eternal beauty, as they will always live within the hearts and minds of people. Thus, beauty is like an endless fountain and the blessing from a higher power that constantly rejuvenates and motivates. Now let's analyze the poetic devices used in the poem. The first one used is alliteration. In the seventh line of the poem, a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Band, bind, the b sound is repeated. In the ninth line, noble natures, n sound is repeated. In the 18th line, cooling covert, the k sound is repeated. And in the 23rd line, have heard, the h sound is repeated. These are all examples for alliteration. The second literary device used is antithesis. Antithesis means two opposite words are used together. In the sixth line of the poem, trees old and young. Old and young are examples for antithesis. The next one is anaphora, the repetition of a particular word in two consecutive lines. In the 9th and 10th line, the word of is repeated, of noble natures and of all the unhealthy. The next literary device used is metaphor. In the 4th line of the poem, a bower quiet for us. Bower quiet. The calmness of the bower is compared to the calming effect of a beautiful thing. In the 6th line of the poem, therefore on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band. The beautiful things of our life bind us to the earth. In the 24th line of the poem, an endless fountain of immortal drinks. Beautiful objects of nature are forever like never-ending portion of a drink. The next literary device used is imagery. Imagery is use of figurative language to evoke a sensory experience or to create a picture for the reader. Here, the imagery used are a flowery band to bind us, that is sprouting shady boon, that means trees giving shade. Daffodils with the green world they live in. It shows us the growing process of daffodils. Clear rills, which means clear river streams. Next one is sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. That means bushes full of musk roses. Grandeur mighty dead. That means books describing valor of fighters. The last one is pouring from the heavens brink. God providing us with best things. With that, we have come to the end of our unit. Thank you and have a nice day.